Hey everybody, Young Grasshopper here. Welcome to the Cliffside Bunker in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And this is part one of a new video series I'm starting. I want to talk all about the national objectives in this game, Axis and Allies 1940 Global 2nd Edition. I want to help new players understand all the ins and outs for every national objective. There's about 35 of them, plus 2 special situations. I got here a card from my 1940 Global Gaming Accessory. It's called Utah deck. It's a card deck specifically to help people around the table track and recognize not only your own national objectives in the game, but also track the information of your opponent's national objectives. Here in this first episode, I'm starting with this national objective, the Japanese objective called Trade with America. It was brought up in one of the comments on a previous video. I thought I would start with this. I'm not going to go in any particular order. So it's called Trade with America. Now, not always will the title match what the national objective title is in the back of the rule book under global rules. Sometimes I get creative with the titles, but the conditions and the situations themselves in the statement plus the amount you're going to collect, that's all true out-of-box rules in the Utah deck. And again, check out the descriptions for a video, the description box for a video link, plus a link where you can go and get your own card deck in this video. So let's read it. It says here, Japan is not at war with the United States, has not attacked FIC, which is short for French Indochina, and has not made an unprovoked declaration of war on the UK or ANZAC. And if this is true, at the end of their turn during the collect income phase, they will collect an extra 10 IPCs on top of their income. Now, let's get this out of the way. You do not collect national objective money to begin the game. You only start the game with your starting income, which is an accumulation of the territories that you control and the values thereon. And then only during the collect income phase at the end of your turn will you begin to collect national objective money. Now, this one is perpetual, like most of them. You're going to get the amount each collect income phase as long as the statement, the condition in the statement is true and accurate, okay? So let's read this again. Japan is not at war with the United States. That's the first condition. Has not attacked French Indochina. That's the second condition. And has not made an unprovoked declaration of war on the UK or ANZAC. That is the third and last condition. If all this is true, then you're going to collect 10 IPCs and every turn afterwards in which it's true. Now, some people get a little tripped up with this because there are so many political situations involved. Let's go into it in depth and look at each condition and see what we can learn about it so we can understand and make sure we are playing the game the way it was meant to be played, okay? And we're going to do this in this video series for every national objective. So be right back. We're going to get into the details of Trade with America. Now, to truly understand this national objective, we have to understand the political situations in the Pacific. Now, Japan is ultimately going to become the only Axis power in the Pacific side here. And everything has got to do with their relationship with the nations that surround them. Russia, China, United Kingdom, ANZAC, America. Now, the game begins with Japan already at war with China. There's no declaration required. They're hostile to start the game. So Japan can start attacking Chinese infantry, Chinese territories. Now, they're neutral with everyone else to begin the game. Now, Russia goes before Japan. Ultimately, Russia could declare war on Japan. And before Japan even gets their first turn, they're at war now with not only China, but Russia. But this national objective doesn't really involve Russia. What this national objective involves and the political situations we need to understand has got to do with the Pacific Allies. We need to understand this term and adopt this term, the Pacific Allies. The Pacific Allies consists of America, ANZAC, United Kingdom, Dutch. And when you attack one Pacific ally, America, Anzac, Dutch, UK, you're going to bring all of them into the war. So attacking one is like attacking all of them. All right? That is on Japan's perspective. Now, let's say it's Japan's first turn, and obviously a J1 attack on the Pacific allies. They come here, they do an amphibious assault in the Philippines, they do an amphibious assault here in Hong Kong, they attack French Indochina, they attack this battleship, they attack these boats here. Obviously, turn one, Japan is attacking. It's an unprovoked declaration of war on the UK, on Anzac, and they're going to bring the Pacific allies into the war. We need to understand that. A lot of people ask me, hey, if Japan attacks Hong Kong but not the Philippines, does that mean they're not at war with America? No. Remember, Pacific allies consist of America, Anzac, Dutch, and UK. You attack one, you bring them all in. All right? Now let's say during Japan's first turn that they do not attack the Pacific allies at all. They stick with just China. Remember, it doesn't matter what the relationship is between Russia and Japan concerning this national objective. Let's say they just attack Chinese infantry, Chinese territories, and then they move on from their turn one, and now it is America's turn, it's China's turn, it's UK's turn, it's Anzac's turn before it comes and swings around back to Japan's turn two. Now, at the end of Japan's turn one, during the collect income phase, we got to check to see if these conditions are true. Japan is not at war with the United States. That's true. They have not attacked America. They have not made a verbal declaration of war towards America. They've only stuck with China. So that's true. Has not attacked French Indochina. Now right here, French Indochina, it's bare to begin the game. There's no French units. There's no blue French units on this side of the board. Japan has not walked into here or brought a transport and landed here. So that is true. And has not made an unprovoked declaration of war on the UK or Anzac. While they stuck to China, they stuck to attacking Chinese territories, Chinese infantry. They did not attack America, nor this, nor landed on a Dutch island, nor declared war here or attacked any allied troops. So that's true. So if all three of these conditions are true, they're going to collect 10 IPCs. Now, in a video I made long ago, the J1 attack, we talked about this particular national objective at length because we talked about the risk versus reward. Attacking this, Philippines 2, Hong Kong 3, attacking this, Borneo 4, maybe this, and the value of taking out the battleship, the value of taking out these ships. I mean, we talked about how by attacking turn one Japan, it's like getting your 10 IPCs. Obviously, there are conditions, some consequences like bringing in the Americans and them getting their national objective money. But anyway, I digress. We're not talking about all that. We're just saying that by attacking, you pick up the value of the new territories. By not attacking, you pick up the value of this national objective. You're going to collect 10 IPCs at the end during your collect income phase, if all three conditions are true. So we've done that. This is where things get tricky, okay? Let's say turn one, UK, Pacific. UK moves into China, maybe attacks some Japanese units there, okay? And maybe these attack something, maybe a boat, maybe will attack a stray boat. But the point is, it's the UK now declaring war on Japan. Now that changes things because now Japan can land on these islands. They can attack UK territories. They can attack Anzac territories. They can attack Anzac boats. They can attack UK boats. They can attack China. They can attack all down here. And they're still going to collect this. Why? Because it is the UK that started the fight, not Japan. Look at the last condition, and has not made an unprovoked declaration of war on the UK or Anzac. On the UK or Anzac means that they didn't start the fight. It is the UK that declared war on Japan on their turn. Now, there are consequences to the UK doing that, and one of them is that Japan can now collect this 10 IPCs and jump on these islands, all the while keeping America out of the war. Now, it only applies, the term Pacific allies applies when Japan attacks one of them, brings them all in. If Japan attacks America, it brings all the Pacific allies in. If Japan attacks ANZAC, it brings all the Pacific allies in. If Japan attacks UK, it brings all the Pacific allies in. But if UK attacks Japan, then ANZAC is at war, but not America. All right? America is not going to declare war on Japan because ANZAC and UK first declared war on Japan. Now, this is where it gets tricky. What we need to understand now is that this last condition has not made an unprovoked declaration of war on the UK. Will keep this active as long as the other two are true. Japan is not at war with the UK and has not attacked French Indochina. Now, let's stick with our train of thought here because this is important. Let's say now turn 2, Japan comes around. Turn 2, Japan comes around. They are at war with the UK because they declared war. They were at war with ANZAC because what happens to UK Pacific happens to ANZAC. What happens to ANZAC happens to UK Pacific, okay? And the Dutch. So now Japan is jumping on Dutch islands, jumping on Borneo, attacking the UK. Now there's reasons why the UK might declare war as early as turn 1. We're not going to get into that. It's not a strategy video. But as per the national objective, as long as they don't jump on this, they're going to get their 10 IPCs. So imagine Japan collecting this money for these islands and 10 IPCs. How are they going to do that at the end of their turn 2 collect income phase? Well, first and foremost, they must make sure that they do not declare war on the United States. So they're at war with the UK and ANZAC because they started it. But they don't have to declare war against the United States. They don't have to attack Hawaii or any American units. They don't have to attack the Philippines. And the second has not attacked French Indochina. So as long as they don't come into here or attack or declare war on America, they're going to get 10 IPCs. And as the allies, as ANZAC, as UK, they need to be aware of those consequences. Now, what if on turn 2, Japan walks in here and takes French Indochina? Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe Japan has plans to get a factory here very early. All right. So they come into here and they attack French Indochina. Oh, okay, so that must now bring the Americans into the war. Well, no, it doesn't. It's not a declaration of war on the Americans to walk in and take French Indochina. All right? Now, this is tied to the political situations, but this does not dictate the political situations, okay? We have to understand that. Now, what's going to happen if on turn 2, with the situation I've described, Japan comes in and attacks French Indochina? Well, they have made one of these conditions not true, has not attacked French Indochina. Well, they did attack French Indochina. So what's going to happen? Well, they're not going to get this bonus during their collect income phase at the end of turn 2 because they came in here and attacked French Indochina. Even though they were at war with this, they were at war with this, they could have jumped on all of this. Maybe they really, really needed this as part of their strategy, and it was worth it giving up the 10 IPCs to do it. Now, is America at war with Japan? No, because remember, this has everything to do with the political situations, but it doesn't dictate the political situations. Even though they've lost the national objective and won't collect the 10 IPCs for attacking here, they're still not bringing Americans into the war, right? Because bringing the Americans into the war is a whole other can of apples. Is that a term? Because bringing the Americans into the war could hurt your European Axis partners. And bringing the Americans into the war could give them their national objective money early. So that has its own consequences. Now, obviously, I would say to my Japanese teammate, I would say, listen, I mean, UK brought you into the war early. You're at war with Anzac. You're at war with these Dutch islands and here. And you get a free 10 IPCs. You jump on this, get this money, get this, get all this, right? And collect your 10 IPCs. Keep America out of the war and do not attack this. So the three conditions, okay, is not at war with the US. Is that true? Has not attacked French Indochina. Is that true? And has not made an unprovoked attack, meaning we didn't start the fight. Okay? If you start the fight, then this is negated. All right? If you attack here, then this is negated. All right? And of course, a turn one attack on the Pacific Allies is always going to make sure that you don't get that. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that I explained it properly. It is a bit tricky, okay? Because a lot of people think that, you know, by UK attacking here, then Japan doesn't get this, right? They do get it, as long as these three conditions applied. And that's why as UK and as Anzac, you want to be careful about your timing to attack. Now there's strategies out there called the Burma bump and other strategies that you know, maybe Japan exposes a lot of boats down here, just assuming that UK is not going to attack, but by the boats here and the ability to reach them and take out a portion of their starting fleet, maybe it's worth it giving them the 10 IPCs just to get those boats, or giving them the 10 IPCs just to put it here. Now, another consequence is that, you know, it's quite possible that by attacking that early and giving Japan that money, you're allowing Japan to not even have to worry about bringing the Americans into the war at all. Anybody playing America is probably not even going to be able to roll dice until midway through the game, because they're just going to be neutral. There's no reason to bring them into the war if the UK is allowing Japan to jump on these islands and attack units here and attack units here. As long as they don't jump on this and declare war against America, then they're in a fight here and collecting their 10 IPCs. But as soon as you walk in here to build a factory, does not bring the Americans into the war, but you won't get this anymore. All right. So you can see how this national objective might be a little confusing, might require a whole video like this. It's not my intention to make a long video like this for every card, but when it comes to these more difficult, harder to understand, I mean, can you imagine just how many people are out there watching this video thinking to themselves, man, we've been playing that card all wrong for years. It's happened. I've gotten comments from people that, you know, after watching one of my videos, they realized the rules. Anyway, so I hope that was helpful. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you watching and sticking through this. Again, I mean, obviously, this is going to be highly boring to any veteran, well-skilled player that's been playing for years, that has a total grasp on the rules and understands the game completely. This is to help new players understand the game and help them to play the game properly the way that the rules want them to play. All right? And it's quite natural that somebody who thought they knew how this was supposed to be played can see how they've been playing it wrong, and they'll just correct it. It's no big deal. All right? Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers. May all your rolls be ones. Let me know in the comments how that helps, and, you know, hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, if you're a veteran, I forgot to mention something important about this national objective, please put a comment in the comment board. If you're new to the game and you're watching this video and you're learning the game, please check the comment boards for other veterans of the game making comments that might be helpful. Okay, guys. Cheers. Take care. See you in the next vid.